Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have an 8v8 custom match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. We'll start with Team 1 on the northwestern side of the map, and we'll end with Team 2 on the southeastern side of the map. And apparently the comm of Team 2's Twitchy Mofo is owned by Spartan, because he circled him and said mine. Anyway, starting off with Team 1 Southwestern player, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is Bannable Offense. He's playing as a Siren for this match. We are starting with the highest rated player of the game, and on Team 1 at 2100, again as a Cyber. Moving on to the set of players here to the northeast, it is Hangry Potato. I guess he's very angry and hungry, and he's a potato. He is an Aeon. He is a 1000 rated in Tropical Ocean Blue. To his northwest, we have in Rust, it is Isne4 OK. I'm just calling him OK for short. He is a Seraphim. He is a 1000 as well. Moving on to the middle of Team 1, we have an Amethyst Purple. It is Boom King playing as UEF. He is a 1500, bringing the booms, I would imagine, with that backpack that he will probably build at some point. To his east, we have in Glow in the Dark Green. It is Beast Mode playing as a Cybern. He is a 1200. And to his northwest, we have in Blood Angel Red, it is Tesla Max playing as a Seraphim. He is a 1600. Moving on to the upper plateau players for Team 1, and they are not isolated. They can actually get to the lower sections pretty easily, or somewhat. We have in Imperial Gray is Blog 6516 playing as a UEF. He is a 1400. And then rounding off Team 1, we have Faffing off. He is an Aeon. He is a 1700 in Batman Gray. So both of the Gray players on the upper plateau for Team 1, which means for Team 1 side of the map, they have at least one of each of the factions. But the actual count is 2 UEF, 2 Cybern, 2 Aeon, and 2 Seraphim, which means they have an even distribution of the factions on their side of the map. Just making sure that the caster did his math correctly, which yes, and then of course default yes. So yes, that is how that is for Team 1. Moving on to Team 2 side of the map, we'll start with the southwest. We have in Stage Blue, it is Balone Surma, I think is how you say Suma. I can't tell if it's an RN or an M. I think it's an M. Anyway, he is a Seraphim. He is a 1600. He's also tied with 3 other players for the highest rated player overall, again in Stitch Blue. To his east, one of those, actually not one of those players, we have Tuchimurfo playing as a UEF in Pac-Man Yellow as a 1500. To his north, we have in Regal Purple, it is Spartan playing as a UEF. He is a 1000 rated. Eastward, already moving onto the middle of the map, we have in Lightest Red Pink, it is Rucker. They're playing as a Seraphim. Cybern. He is a 1500. Moving on to the eastern side of Team 2, we have in Snow White, it is the Cybern of Sanoman playing as a 1600 tied for Bellarmine, and 2 other players on Team 2 for the highest rated player on their team. To his north, we have in Royal Blue, or Lapis Blue maybe, it is Spectre Slave 137 playing as a Cybern. He is a 1600 tied with, well, himself, Sanoman, and Valone, and one other person on Team 2 for highest rated player on their team. And the player with which those other 3 are tied with is in Orange Color Orange as Master of Seasons, playing as a Seraphim, again as a 1600. And rounding off Team 2, we have in the best color, of course, I saved the best color for last, it is Hyper 2001 playing as a Cybern as an 1100. And 1 or 2 things is known. He will probably build nukes. Not very much building space up there, but he will probably build a nuke at some point if he lasts that long in the game. Which means for Team 2 side of the map, they have 2 UEF, and then they have 4 Cyberns, and then 0 Aeon with 2 Seraphim. So it looks like Team 2 traded out their 2 Aeons for 2 Cyberns, so they like those Aeon technologies, but all the factions are represented in the game, so nobody is missing out on the fun. And for these 16 players on the map, let's take a look at their reclaim situation. It looks like they're really going in around the map, so hopefully it's a big number. It's not a super big number, but I'll just didn't mean to do that. Looks like it's about 1,000 mass per player. There could have been maybe a little bit more than that, given it's already almost 6 minutes on the clock. But we'll just say there's, 1.1, 1.2k mass per player on the map, and it's very well kind of divided. We have this huge just kind of splattering of mass here, and then there's a decent amount up here to the northeast. with a little bit in the middle, but not really a whole lot. And the mexes are pretty much mirroring that. We have some splattering of mexes up here. We have a twin mex here in the middle, and then most of the other mexes on the map, at least down the middle, are all right here, where players are already sending units, their comms, everything else at one another. We'll take a look at the distribution now in terms of comm locations currently. We'll just say this is, well, no, I'll draw it a little bit better. This is pretty much the southwestern section, the bottom left corner, because there's just a lot of players. It's a very open area. A little bit of mountains, but nothing too crazy. There are 4 players for Team 2 here. There are 5 players here for Team 1. These 3 could easily go a little bit eastward, and there are 2 players from Team 2 pretty close to that line that I drew, so we'll see if they go southwest or they continue northward. I wouldn't be surprised if it turns into a 5v5 down there. And with Spectral Safe, he probably will go this way since he has mexes here, so currently we have Beast Mode unopposed, and in the northeast we have Convicom action. Yes, we do. Faffing Off and Master of Seasons do trade a blow or two. Doesn't look like Master of Seasons is firing. Maybe he just doesn't see the comm. And that means Team 1 has, a slight advantage in terms of the first Convicom action. It isn't really an indicator of whether or not that team wins the game, but you never know. Gun started for Blark here to the north. He's also here to back up his other gray teammate, so it looks like it's going to be 2v1 with Hyper 2001 not leaving his base there on the eastern side. And in a 16-player game, I actually believe he's the only player who has not left his main base. So 15 players running around the map, that's a lot to keep track of. And you know I'm going to miss stuff. You just know it. You absolutely know it. I know it. You know it. Your cat or your dog knows it. They just know. West, we have the gun started for Bannable Offense. We have east of that position, gun started for Rector. We have range started for Hangry. He's probably going to go for one of 2 upgrades. I'm assuming it's speed. And it's neither. That was anticlimactic for sure. Tactical missile started for Block here in the north. Looks like it's paused for the moment. He does have some engineer assistance that's also paused, so he's just kind of sitting there waiting to build his backpack. Gun started for Master of Seasons. Gun started for Twitchy Mofo. We do see Team 1's Hangry is pushing in again. He has a disadvantage because he is an Aeon. Those upgrades are split, whereas Rekethur's, there's 2-in-1 combo, and he's going to be firing at the same range as his opponent, just not as fast, so might be a not great idea. We do see gun starter for Valone in the north, and again, I think it looks like it's a SURM, but it looks like it's R and an N smushed together. Maybe it's just my eyesight going bad, probably. Maybe, probably. I do wear glasses. So there is that. T2 started on board OK's commed into the west. T2 also started for Tesla Max there in the middle. Stealth started for Team 1's Beast Mode. He has T2 done. Range is almost done for Master of Seasons. Tactical missile still paused for Team 1. It does look like Spectral Slave has fallen back a little bit. Nothing too far back. And it also looks like Team 2's Rekethur is pushing a little bit more northward. So it's really turning into a 3v2 realistically in that small little section right there. We do see Spartan is inbound, so actually, scratch that. It's going to be a 3v3. That leaves a 2v2 down here in the southwest. Twitchy Mofo and Valone versus Team 1's OK and Bannable. We do see Stealth started on board Rekethur's comm. We have T2 almost done for Tesla Max comm. We have Tactical Mystical restarted for Blark. When I say restarted, I mean unpaused. Not necessarily he started it, canceled it, and restarted it kind of thing. We do see Advanced Range started for Faffing Off. Not going for speed, which makes me think he's going to go for the the intelligence package, just to get a little bit more vision on that northeast corner. It wouldn't surprise me, to be honest, if he goes for that. We do see some forces inbound from Team 1's Beast Mode going in behind Master of Seasons forces. We do have some interceptors here from Team 2's, who is that, Spectre Slave, but again, they don't have air-to-ground weapons, so it's not super useful. But Master of Seasons will get some veterancy. He'll probably lose most of the facilities from this. He will get to 1-star and get a little bit way to 2-star, but he probably won't actually get to 2 stars. And on the western side, we have Team 2's Valone pushing in against Bannable Offense. Again, Bannable has gun, Valone has gun, Valone has 1 veterancy, Bannable has no veterancy. Nano Repair started here for Rekethur after the stealth upgrade. Shield started for Faffing Up, so he's going for, what is that, Aeon mini tank, but long range gun? It's not a sniper. Usually the sniper we denote as the speed and range, but I guess you could Just say it is a sniper. It just doesn't fire. Bolt action sniper versus a semi-auto maybe. We have nano repair started for Hyper. He has gun and now nano, which makes me think one of two things. Either he's going to pick his comm up and drop him off somewhere. Maybe over here. Probably over here. But we'll see. There is a bomber outbound from Team 1. So T3 air is done. Team 2, T2 air. T2 land, T2 air. Ooh, no T3 air online for Team 1. Sorry, for Team 2. They have a bomber, so they definitely have T3. That bomber's getting away from those interceptors. That's not looking good for Team 2. And dropping a payload on top of that T2 PGEM. Blows it up. So that's a little bit of power gone for Rekather. Has that make his power. He's holding on, but barely. Drop bomber's turning eastward, maybe going after the PGEMs for Team 2's Hyper. And the bomber will drop a payload before it most likely dies. He's going to drop off a payload and kill off 3 PGEMs. Ooh. That's 1,500 power, and that absolutely annihilates that eco for Hyper 2001. That bomber paid for itself and then some, even if it didn't kill off any mass. Killing off the power and depriving the maximum amount of mass per second from the mechs is definitely one way to deprive mass from your opponent. Not the only way, but is one way. Missile inbound from Team 1's commander. Yeah, Team 1's commander of Tesla Max. And does get shot down, so lovely attempt. Just not successful, unfortunately. And we have made it to the 14-minute mark, pretty much, in a 16-player game. We will see if players can make it all to 20 minutes. I highly doubt that, because it is a 16-player game, but you never know. You never know. That's what I love about FAF. It's always keeping you guessing what he's trying to. Vandal Defense started his stealth upgrade on that western side of the map. And a little bit of, back and forth posturing here between the players and the units, but nothing too aggressive one way or the other. It's kind of leaning towards Team 1 because there's a little bit more T2 units there. There are 2 comms here, though. Yes, there is another comm for Tesla Max, but in a direct confrontation, he's probably not going to last that much longer against the gun T2 and gun nano comms of Team 2, so he needs to stay not on the front lines, or at least in the immediate line of fire. There's a transport nearby Hyper 2001's comm. He's going for another upgrade. I didn't see what it was. Do not tell me you're going for cloaking. You don't have the power for cloaking. Oh, I heard a bomber. Where is it? I heard a strap bomber. Where is it? There it is. Another bomber has been spotted. Already killed off 80 mass. That's something. Those mexes are dead for Team 2. That's a little unfortunate. Probably have been dead for a couple of minutes now. To be honest, we do see okay. It's not really okay. Twitchy's not looking good, but he's still about in the kind of red, in the yellow-green territory. Strap bomber over the top. Oh, I was going to say he's going to target the power again. That would suck. Oh no. Oh, is he going? No, he's not going to go for it. Okay, I was like, dang, he's going to get targeted again. He does lose that mix, though. That's a little unfortunate. No, he is going to get targeted. Oh, no, I feel a little bad. Oh, there's 2 bombers here. Oh, he's going after the mexes. Oh, I mean, you might as well go after the power. You already killed off the power the one time. T3 Mex does get upgraded too, so there's that. We have Hangry here in the middle. He's getting shot at. We have okay. It's kind of okay now. Malone's over there to the west, pushing in against bannable offensive stuff. We have engagements here in the northeast between a couple of comms from Team 1 and Team 2. Looks like it's Master versus Faffing off. It's fine. Master Season's not looking good. Gonna take a look at that on the side. And Hyper has been annihilated. Multiple mexes are dead. He doesn't have T3 air yet. He has the laser upgrade, which is insane. I was gonna say there's no way he has the power to run the cloaking upgrade. There's no way. Attack missile started on board. OK's comm. Mex is still going after, and Team 2 loses the first player of the game, being Master of Seasons. I was wondering if one comm would fall back or not, but I guess not. But Team 2 loses Master of Seasons. Almost 17 minutes on the clock. And a couple of bombers, but that's not really going to be that much of an annoyance. He'll probably lose his shielding capacity, at least all of it, but he's underneath in the Scion now, so he should be perfectly fine. Watch a random, set of strap bombers will pop out of the sky somewhere and blow him up. Just watch. It wouldn't be the first time, to be honest. Looks like Team 2's Valone is pulling back a little bit. A couple of missile launchers raining in on the parade for those T2 PD from Team 1. Missile inbound. Oh, did he time it right? Well, he's not going to go after the comm, but he maybe could have timed it right. Would have been a little bit early of going after Twitchy, given that vector. But, hey, another Mex is dead. Maybe. Nope. Yep. No, the Max is not dead because it gets shot down by that TMD. Another bomber is online. Team 2 has been deploying some now T3 mobile AA, and that looks like it's more than enough. Again, Hyper has lost. Looks like these mechs. Actually, that's no. It's a share until death game. That stuff doesn't get share. Ooh, that is very interesting. We hardly have a no share game outside of dual gap. Sorry, share until death game. Sorry, not no share. That doesn't make sense because you can still share units even if you're still alive. Shield started here for Hangry Potato. He's underneath actually some own shielding of his own, some asylum shielding, so he's doubly shielded soon. A couple of stuff here. I love that it's at least one of each. He has a TMD, a radar, a T2 flak, and a PD, but not enough to deal with Rekethur's comm. So a little bit of reclaim for Team 2, but doesn't look like he's going after it just yet. Looks like it's going to Spectroslave currently. Maybe he just doesn't realize it or something. I don't know. We do see Spectroslave charging an assault against this Strime Expedition here for Team 1's Beast Mode, and he's going to lose it. The radar system would be nice to grab, preventing some intelligence gathering for Team 1. The other T2 mexes would be great to eliminate. There's a ton of these Vipers here, and they're going to win the fight. There's Loyalists here. There's Hoplites. Are there any Rhinos? There's no Rhinos, which is interesting. Usually you see Rhinos at this stage, but I guess not. Attack Nuke started here for Blarg. Does he have T3 already? Or is he just blitzing for the... He does have T3. Wow, he really blitzed those upgrades up. Jeez. Team 1's Boundable Fence hanging out in the pond. I believe that's the only one in... No, there's a couple of other ponds, but that's the only central pond in the game. Team 1's... Okay, still slowly... Again, it's kind of a back and forth, but he's still holding his own. Twitchy Mofo's back up into the green. And now almost closing in on 20 minutes. We've had one death so far, so Team 1 scored first blood. Again, I thought it would kind of be a falling back kind of scenario for Master, but I guess nothing was really near him anyway, so he was kind of going to die regardless. But again, it is interesting that it is a share until death game, which means Hyper will probably get these mexes, but it doesn't look like he's grabbing them now, which is odd. He has a lot of E-storage over here. Look at that. Oh, picks up the comm. Okay, this... without it... there are some spy planes and air scouts running around. Not a lot of ASFs, at least in this area. There's a couple of them over here. We also have a T2 gunship. Apologies. They are both used, so no T3. But there is a T3 actually inbound from Boom King, so a little bit mixture of air forces for Team 1. Team 2, no T3 air yet. And Team 2 fights back against OK and kills them off. So now it is an even 7v7 now. I thought he was fine, but I guess not. There's a joke in there somewhere about his name being OK. Now he's not OK, but I don't know what it is right now. And looks like he's holding off for now. Don't know what he's going to do with that comm. He maybe wants to try to snipe somebody on Team 1. I mean, Bannable Offense is always a good target, especially because he's on Team 1's side of the map, technically. We have the 2 comms with the units inbound, or the 1 comm inbound from Team 1, actually, I should say. Hangry Potato has shield, speed, and range on board. There's a bunch of Obsidians here. And Spartan should be fine, to be honest. He's Jai Spartan 006 instead of 007. Transport's going to pick up the comm of Rekethur. Don't know if he's going to comm drop on top of the commander of the team. Nope, he's going to go... Where are you going? You're going to drop... Why are you going to drop there, of all places? Looks like he's going to drop right here. Nano Repair started here for Team 1's Bannable. And something's going on over there. And with the death of Team 1's OK, is the base not? Hold on. Where was it? 1, 2, 3. Oh, wait, hold on. It does get handed over. What? Then why did all this stuff blow up? Did it just get annihilated? No? Oh, this is odd. Why is all this weird? So maybe it's not shared until death? Because that stuff isn't weird. Anyway. I don't know. That just strikes me as odd that stuff blew up and the other stuff didn't. But now we have Hyper from Team 2 over here and Rekethur over here also assisting Valone. Valone might as well just push. There's 3 commanders here for Team 2. Looks like they're hunting for Bannable, to be honest. Team 2 is unaware of his location. So we'll see if they end up even finding him. But Hyper just doesn't care. He's like, I'm just going to use my laser and I don't care. And hey, I mean, his base is... kind of been blown up at least twice, at least in some ways. So it's kind of behind considerably in a bunch of other games. We do see T3 Air is online for him now over here to the south. Yeah, this strikes me as odd that all that stuff is gone, even though I don't remember ever seeing it get shot at by Team 1. That's odd. We do see spy planes are inbound. There's no cloaking. Transport picks up Reckitther's comm. It's heavily damaged. Needs to be careful. He might just get straight up blown up here. Needs to be careful. Drops his comm off immediately. Gets the transport out of there. Gets another ranking vet. Now he's at, what, 4-star vet? Hyper's now at 4-star vet, closing in on 5. Hey, that's one easy way to get a bunch of veterancy is to put a laser on your comm and just send it and call it a day. There are T3 gunships, some of those nice-looking broadswords inbound. And not a lot of AA, but Hyper loses a lot of hit points. Not looking too good. And there he goes. Team 2 loses Hyper 2001 to gunships and a bunch of land units just over time. And now Reckither, he takes a little bit of AoE from the comm. And now we have Team 2's alone. Like, nope, I'm not going into that. ASFs are inbound from Team 2 to assist, but they might be too little too late. And yeah, everything does get... Yeah, why did the stuff from him blow up? And there goes Reckither's comm to the remaining gunships from Team 1. So a double kill from Team 1's Boom King. Looks like Boom King got the comm of Hyper as well. So nice double kill there. Drops the game to a 7v5 in favor for Team 1. That is, you know, some amount of players to be up at this point at 23 minutes. The game is about in the halfway mark, so... We will see what they end up deciding to do. Again, it still strikes me odd that all this stuff just blew up, but I don't see any wreckage or anything, which is why it's odd. We do see a Harbinger from Team 1. Maybe it was something like this where all this stuff blew up. All this stuff blew up. Probably the Harbinger killed it, to be honest. Harbingers are doing the same kind of thing as we speak down here for Hyper's starting position, or at least that was his original base, I should say. We're camping and upgrading, says Hyper, trying to help out his team with... APM not duties, but just trying to, take a little bit of that tension and alleviation and whatnot. But now with 3 players dead for Team 2, it looks like Team 2's Valone gets double base. And then we have a Sanoman at, double base of what remains. Actually, no, that's double base because that's the starting location. That's the starting location. And then we have Team 2's Spectre Slave working on his second base because this position... is the main base from Team 2's Master of Seasons. But Banable's still in the pond. He has a Monkey Lord online. And now Blarg has been defeated by Sandman. Looks like he just got straight up sniped by some Corsairs. Everyone's dying at this point at 24 minutes. Jeez. Team 2 is now only 1 comm behind. It's a 5v6. Still in favor for Team 1. And all that's telling me is I have to go back and do a lot of... editing, adding stuff in, because that's 2 deaths, both on this side of the map that I've missed so far. I've grabbed all the... Actually, no, I missed this one down here, so 3 of them. It's not great average for me, and I'm at +0, so I'm not shouldn't be missing too much. Banable Offense is taking... Ooh, he's taking a lot of damage from these Othams. He gets underneath the pond. If the Othams back up and go after him, he probably will die here. 2,400 and falling. He needs to be careful. He does have Omni, which is Nano, which is definitely keeping him alive a lot longer than he probably normally would be without the Nano. 1,200, 1,100. Oh! Will he get out of the pond in time? 1,000. He needs Team 2 needs to push the units right back in. He can't let him get away because if he let him get away, he might not ever get the chance to do it again. Transports nearby, gets shot down. Says no getting away. Absolutely not. Overcharge comes in, kills off another Otham. He's not going to get more veterancy back. He might just split his units up a little bit so he does damage both ways. And there he goes! He just got essentially cornered, quite literally, by Team 2. And now, at 25.5 minutes, the game is tied back up. Airfight happens between Team 1 and Team 2. Looks like Team 2 had a great engagement. It looks like there was some fleeing ASFs from Team 1 and just snuck right in and got him. There are some gunships just waiting to be shot at. I don't think... No, he sees them there. He's just not going for him yet. Maybe he saw them and go, oh, yeah, that's actually a good thing to go after. Good mention there, strategic... I was just saying my strat launch. I was like, it's weird to refer to myself in the third person as my YouTube name. And a couple of gunships are already dead. More gunships have just been stacking up here, but that's going to be a loss. Again, the mass will go to Team 1, to be fair, but it's still a loss nonetheless. You don't get all of the mass back for killing for your dead units. Corsairs going after the Monkey Lord here from Team 1's Boom King. It's just slowly picking it apart. They are attacking the AA units first. Again, shoot the stuff shooting at you, and then shoot at everything else, because free damage. It's free real estate, just with damage. North Sea side of the map, kind of dead in terms of all the actions. You know, a couple of units and a couple of whatever else, engineers scouring around the map for reclaim or rebuilding mexes or taking mexes or whatever. But there's really not a whole lot of focus on that map. And besides, realistically, this position with the Monkey Lord, there's really not a lot happening towards the southwestern side as well. This build up here, a little bit of skirmishing here in the middle, but there's really not a whole lot going on right now. It looks like we've entered the phase where players are thinking about, okay, how do we end the game? Scaling eco, who's left, who wants to do what? Yeah, we see Hyper saying nuke. He's saying that there is a nuke. I thought he was telling his teammates to go nuke. Push now, don't wait, says okay. Easy kill for you, says beast mode, talking about Spartan. And those units are right there. There's not that many Harbingers. There are some snipers, though, that could help out. There is some artillery being built, so the longer they wait, the maybe harder it's going to be. Looks like he's going to try to direct the forces going this way, avoiding this base. Looks like that is bannable offense, making that little line diagram, little draw, little arrow thing. And again, as a reminder, at about halfway through the game, Team 1 has lost 3 players recently, bannable offense, but Blarg and Lesney for okay. I think it's just okay for short, I think. At least that's how I'm going to say his name from now on. Team 2's lost Hyper 2001, Recruiter, and Master of Seasons, making this a 5v5. Eco is almost 2k to 1.7, so there is a lot of mass flowing into our players' coffers, and a little bit in favor for Team 1, but something that is somewhat, ability for Team 2 to come back to and maybe overtake, depending on what they focus on. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, hopefully everybody's had a good Thanksgiving and Black Friday shopping. Maybe you're still shopping. Maybe you're still recovering from Thanksgiving. Maybe you still have some Thanksgiving leftovers in the fridge that you're currently eating while you're watching. Maybe you make a sandwich or something out of it. Who knows? Hopefully everybody has enjoyed their time with their friends, family, whoever you spend your time with in Thanksgiving. I actually just got back from my trip, technically, when this video pretty much releases. So, I'll be back to normally recording videos and whatnot on my weekends. But again, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And of course, as always, please do all the other YouTube things, as YouTube loves to see. We do see Tac Nuke or Billy Nuke started here for Team 2's Spartan. We have a chicken and going to engage a nice little GC from Team 1. I believe that's the first EXP fight, or experimental fight. I think we've only seen one experimental actually even really built for at least a little bit, being that Monkey Lord. Monkey Lord's still alive, though. And Chicken is gonna win that fight. Here come all those Othams that have killed off the Calm of Bannable. Go, hey, we have a no use for you. Go after that big, giant, one-eyed monster right there. And just grab some of our friends, because that's always fun. And we have Spartan forces coming in to assist a little bit. And the chicken does get some vet, so he will stay alive a little bit longer. Maybe long enough to actually survive the remaining Harbingers, which it looks like the answer to that is a yes. Make sure you have SMD, says Bannable. Lovely comment from Bannable. Yes, make sure you have SMD, everybody. SMD, 30 minutes almost on the clock. Yeah, kind of want SMDs. No SMDs in this base. That might not be great. There is one covering these two bases, and they are pretty close to one another, so I can forgive them for not building one in that base. I would like to see it maybe just a little bit closer to cover both bases, but that's not how nukes work, at least in this game. If you have an SMD there, it's going to hit that one before the next one of mine. Unlike other games like Bar, where you have to protect them just of the ring that they cover. So anything that goes beyond that or before that doesn't work. Anyway, it goes over it, I should say. SMD built and starting to be loaded. I love the little template here. He has some AA and PD here. I love that little mixture there. And he has 4 shielding for one thing. It's a good amount of shielding. At least one thing. At least for now. Nuke is almost loaded. This is very volatile, as evidenced by all the power. But he does have some stealth field to try to hide the sight from Team 2. Didn't work, but lovely attempt He already has 2 of them. Ladies and gentlemen, Team 1's Blarg's base being owned by faffing off, so Aeon doing UEF things, has 2 satellites already. 30 minutes on the clock, and he's going for a nuke, because why not? Why not go for a nuke? So 2 satellites. For those of you who hate satellites, you're probably like, he's now enemy number 1. And for those of you who love satellites, you're probably like, he is my best friend because he's already built 2 satellites at 31 minutes. Team 2, do you have any plans to end the game or even make it go longer? Fat boy, maybe artillery installation there. Nothing else there for Team 2 on that side. Just more air grid. More air grid. And that's really about it. Hyper's base is essentially just reduced to ashes, bar just the mexes that have been rebuilt or built there or sustained there, whatever the case may be. Billy Nuke inbound in the middle. Ooh, that was a good Billy Nuke. Kills almost the entire land force off. Nice grab there from Spartan. He's going to launch another one here very shortly. He's up to 18,000 mass kill with his comm. Obviously mainly the Billy Nuke, but, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter how you killed the stuff off as long as you get credit for it, right? You have that Monkey Lord inbound. Team 2 really doesn't have a plan to really end the game. Again, a map this size, there's a lot of sections of the map that are kind of just devoid of anything valuable. This is mainly where those middle mexes, intermediary mexes are, so it's really worth it to constantly engage down here. That nuke from Team 1's Tesla has launched, and looks like it's going for this base, which is not protected by SMDs. Nope, because that is a radar, and yeah, that's not an SMD. So that base is going to blow up. That's, what, 5 T3 mexes. We'll just say single ring. I know that one technically isn't, but we'll just, for the math's sake, that's 125. That's 135 mass a second pretty much. Team 2 is missing out on that. Will drop them to about 1.7, maybe 1.6, high 1.6. Team 1's up about 400. They'll be up about almost 600 at this point. Nuke is going to land here shortly. There goes the nuke. We'll watch it explode and kill off all these mexes, maybe some pigeons as well. Yes, they do. Kaboom! Nice grab there. Nuke should be... that's not as much as I thought. 42,000 mass. Not too bad, though. Nuke is built here for Team 1's faffing. He's building another satellite. All the satellites. Team 2 really doesn't have a lot of SMD coverage. They have one there, which the power is down, which is not good. There's one there. There's one there, and there's actually one in each base, so that's also nice to see. That's the only base that didn't have an SMD, because it does not, because there's nothing really left there to consider a base besides just a random T2 pigeon that's just sitting there. You do see a megalith and a monkey, the classic Cybran combo versus 2 chickens. That one is heavily damaged. That was the one that fought that GC earlier. Surprised that it's still alive. Doubly surprised that Team 2 hasn't control kit it, tried to scoop up its mass after its Iron Storm is done activating, and then just build another chicken out of it. I feel like that might be a better option to do, but I mean, if you can get the weaker chicken even just remotely close to either one of them at a bare minimum, even actually at this point walk both chickens in, you're probably going to lose them anyways. You might as well kill off the megalith and be done with it. See, both chickens not within range of the megalith. A lot of Autumns here. There's a lot of dead monkeys. Lots and lots of dead monkey HP. There goes the Monkey Lord. But again, if I'm Team 1, if I'm specifically Boom King, I'm like, well, I killed off a whole bunch of stuff from Team 2. 2 chickens. I lost a monkey for it. And a bunch of Autumns. I mean, I'll take the trade. As long as you can secure the reclaim, I'll take the 2-for-1 experimental trade. Because, again, a Monkey Lord is cheaper than 2 chickens. Most definitely. So, or straight up a chicken that's cheaper than 1 chicken. So, it definitely will be cheaper than 2 chickens. You might as well take the trade. And if you take trades like that all day, depending on how much damage your opponent inflicts before they die, you'll probably just win in the mass at that point. Because you're spending less mass than they are. Just depends also on how much mass they are accruing per second. That also makes a difference. Third satellite still progressing. Maybe he's going to build just those 3. But usually when you build 1, if you go for another one, you usually build more than just 2. It's either like 1, none, or all. Those are really your options. You see Corsair starting to stack up here again for Sanoman. I don't know if he's going after comms from Team 1. Again, one comm underneath shield coverage. Boom King's right there. And then we see the other 3 comms for Team 1 essentially in their base or right next to it. So honestly, they're not really going to be easy targets. They might go after the FAF boy, but with the Megalith also running around, it's just not the best idea to hyper-focus one thing at this point. And again, the map kind of lends itself to a little bit more turtling, especially, again, this kind of northeastern half, at least commenting about Team 1. Because there's only a couple of avenues to even get there, and it's such a long way over that you might as well just use air. And all Team 1 has to do is just either build, well, just align a Team 1 PD, because why not? At least for land issues, and just AA. Nuke is inbound from Team 1. Speaking of faffing off, there's Team 1's Nuke there. And it will go after Twitchy's position. The SMD is down. I believe there was one there at some point. There is another SMD a little bit southeast of that. I don't... it might be in range. It might be. He may not have edge nuked it. Ooh, that could be good news. That could be bad news, depending on who you're rooting for and whatnot. Looks like the GC is going to walk right over a Billy Nuke location drop. That's going to hurt a little bit. A little bit in terms of, again, 100,000 hit points is, you know, it's something. It's about, well, a little over 10, right? Yeah, it's a little bit over 10% hit points killed off for at least the GC, so it's not bad. It's worth the Billy Nuke for sure. Okay, here comes the nuke. Did he? He did edge nuke it. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Kaboom! Kills off the artillery that was under construction. Not dead yet, or not done yet, but it was killed off. How much mass? 40,000. So we have this nuke, 42,000. This nuke, 40,000. One of them killed off P-gens, the artillery that was being built, and everything else around it, and then one of them killed off mass, primarily. And again, that's 135 mass that Team 2 misses out on per second. So it adds up. Even if you may have only killed off 20,000 mass, you kill off a bunch of mexes, every second that goes by, the total mass from those mexes gets higher and higher and higher. So that impact can be felt for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes sometimes, depending on how attentive some players are. Fat Boy is being targeted by the Corsairs and gets one tapped by them, and then the Corsairs get one tapped by all the ASF from Team 1. So, again, no second passes for Team 2, but they accomplished their mission to kill off the Fat Boy, took a little bit of pressure off, and I will note, another monkey is dead. Don't know if it was Team 1 or Team 2's, but it's dead now. 2 GCs heading northward. We have the Megalith over here to the west. We shall see. GG will play. It says Bannerlord, maybe he has to go. Maybe, possibly, maybe. So, oh, I do want to note, this is like the 3rd or 4th video that I've tried to do for the Chaos Saturday, because I wanted to be a 7v7 or 8v8. I tried like 2 or 3 other 7v7s, and none of them worked. They got to about 30 or so minutes. It was like, desync. I'm like, ah. So I'm glad that this one finally worked. So I'm happy about that. Satellite's starting to focus on the air base here for Team 2 Santa Man, and I like it. It's actually it's a 3 by however long that is. Does need more shielding, you know, kind of dotted in around stuff, to be honest. But for the most part, it is decently shielding. It does look very nice in terms of the layout of it. It's just again, needs more shielding. And some assistance. Looks like engineers are also assisting a decent chunk of the shielding. So that actually is a good tactic with dealing with Scathai, because Scathis, you know, spread their shot so wide. It's nice to get a wider coverage. It does take longer to help regen the shield to full HP or full capacity, but in terms of keeping kind of all of the lights on or most of the lights on, it does help just a little bit. 3 chickens down here for Team 2. It's again, it is a little worrisome that they're not. There's a lot more movement from Team 1, and Team 2 is kind of being a little bit more reactive instead of acting. We do see some Monkeywood's inbound going northward, but again, there's 2 GCs nearby, and maybe the monkeys will be lucky to kill off one. They're definitely not going to kill off both, at least by themselves. And that's a 3rd nuke inbound from Team 1's Tesla. Both of the nukes have landed so far, at least in terms of the regular nukes. The billion nukes have been landing for a while now from Team 2. Laser is done for beast mode. Do you have the thing? You do not have the thing. So no teleporter yet for Team 1. Team 1 has already lost the Cybran. He's the last one. Team 2 has lost 2 of their 4 Cybrans. So only 2 telemasers for each team remain. Nuke is going to land either right there Or it's going to, yep, I was going to say, or it's going to go after the chicken producing facility down here, which it looks like it is. That's a lot of engineers, too. So immediately builds an SMD, and here goes the nuke. Oh, it actually hit the whaler in the air. That was interesting. Did anybody else see that? The whaler ran right into the path of that nuke. And the nuke went, don't care. It just kept going. Oh, is that the modification that they made? Because I know there was a game, and I think it was, set up in a way to test it, but you would essentially have a satellite be hovering right over top of a YOLO. The YOLO fires its nuke. It runs into the satellite and blows up the nuke. I think they just made the nuke just an indestructible object until it hits ground again. I would assume, because that's pretty much what just happened. Colossus first says, okay. There are 4 of them. There's 3 of them. I can count. And 1 monkey, 1 megas. That's not going to be enough. Team 2 needs more firepower. And this is a little bit of a problem because we have an attack here. Again, Team 1 still attacking them from the air that way. We have nothing there. That's just ASFs. And then we have another attack there. We have another attack here. There's a lot of holes starting to appear in Team 2's defenses, and it's just not looking great. Nice AoE from the comm of Team 2's Spartan, because he hits, I think, all 3 GCs with that shot. That GC is dead pretty much before it can really get some damage done. The monkey needs to engage immediately, which it is. The GCs will out DPS the Mega, at least 1v1 anyways. There are a decent amount of Vipers here, so that's the 2nd GC dead. That Mega might actually kill off that 3rd GC, which that'll be nice for Team 2. That is a lot of reclaim to be had for them, to be honest. They need it. They are sitting at a good, essentially, reclaim total. The map has about 180, closing in on 200. But in terms of total mass accrued, they are behind over, a 250,000 mass. So they really need to get some more mass. It's 2.8 to 2.1, so that number needs to either invert for Team 2 or something needs to happen. Where is that? That's redirected, isn't it? Yep. Where's the comm? He's probably going to get hit. Two megas are dead against 4 chickens. Yeah, those 4 chickens are going to work immediately. And Team 1 kills off Sano Man with the teleport from Beast Mode. He went Beast Mode on him and just straight up said, nope. So Team 2 now is behind in total comms, alive at half their starting capacity at 41 minutes. 4 players remain. Beast Mode might just sit here and kill off the whole air grid. He is teleporting, though. If he moves, it will cancel. It looks like he's going home, though. Or at least closer home. And, yep, there he goes. Kills off PGen, a couple other stuff before he leaves. Stay and kill everything, says Bannable Gunships. Bug, says Sano Man. We do have that chicken fight over here to the west with that fat boy. There is a growing number of ASFs from Team 1 over here. We do see some units either dropped off or walked over, but mexes are being eliminated. Team 2 is losing territory, and Mex is there. They're trying to push in westward, but it is a tall order. Even if they were to push all the way and kill off these 3 bases, they still have 5 more main ones to chew through, and 2 of those are kind of annoying to get to. So it's definitely one of those scenarios where Team 2 has kind of been on the back foot for a while. They lost Master of Seasons in that base. They've lost Hypertelos and 1 in that base, so they're really missing their more protected locations. And GC's in the base, and I think the main target's the SMD. Kill that off, which they just did. That opens the door for another nuke from Team 1. Once that happens, you can nuke everything else, and you don't have to worry about sitting there and spending more mass energy on just units. But you can confirm the kill with the nuke. Well, Team 1, nope. How they have one launched. They could fire it immediately. They haven't just yet, but 42.5 minutes on the clock, and I just don't know if Team 2 has enough to hold them back. We do see another artillery starter for Twitchy. It's half done. Another nuke is inbound. Is it going for it? Nope, didn't go for it. It went for this base. The SMB is loaded almost 4 times. I am surprised that they're going after Twitchy at this point. They could have actually gone after this. The SMB was just really new built, and that one was half done. There is one here to the north, but I don't think it would have grabbed that nuke. I think it's out of range. And there goes Team 2's J to satellites. There's 7 of them overhead. That's another kill for Team 1. Drops this game to a 5v3, and yeah, it's just not looking good. You will not stop the satellite spam. Yeah, you can. It is very difficult. You need to be set up for it. Focusing 7 sats on a 1-8 K is crazy. Talking about his rating. And now he's going after just all the SMD. Anything that can impede the nuke's progress. Because the nuke has already been shot down from Team 1. So Donut online as well for faffing off. I think he's just trying to find a way to spin his mask. Please end this as bannable. So he is still in the game. Look at that. Billy Nuke lands. Don't know if that was from... I would assume that's on Team 1. But Chicken, that's going to die. You're using satellites to target experimentals. I mean, that's not really that. Again, if it was a fat boy, I think it'd be the only one I would argue with. Anything else is just... It's a lot of hit points to chew through. It's not really worth the time. I don't know if I can repeat that, but again, it's a nice thing to have. Yeah, they're kind of cheap in terms of their mechanics. Balloon control Ks. It's a 5v2. That leaves just Spectral Slave and Twitchy Mofo remaining. And yeah, again, there are a lot of people that do not like the satellite. They think it is too OP. There have been a lot of conversations I've had with people about ways to limit it or nerf it, and I think maybe putting a max range on the thing. I don't know, having to build the satellite first, because technically once you build the station, it immediately launches the satellite, and then when one satellite gets blown up for whatever reason, it has to build a new one. If you transfer over the satellite station to somebody else, then it gets instantly built. But maybe there's a mechanic where you have to build the station and then the satellite doesn't take terribly too long, but it's still that extra minute or so that the other team has before they have to deal with another satellite. I don't know. I think just nerfing the damage is not the easy or best solution. Maybe taking out the Omni sensor at a bare minimum, being like, hey, you can still have vision, you can still fly around, and still all that stuff, but just no Omni. Because I don't think the Eye has Omni, and I know the Soothsayer doesn't, so you might as well take that off. Team 2, Spectral Slave is getting hit by a nuke, but he's not going to get hit by it because he's going to get blown up by a donut. He got eaten by the donut instead of the donut eating him. And then now we have Twitchy Mofo remaining for Team 2. He is now being targeted by all of the everything from Team 1 in terms of satellites. At least that shield is going to try to hold as best it can. But again, it's trying to plug a bunch of holes on a sinking ship. Eventually, it's just going to sink the ship. It doesn't even matter. SMD is down, which means that'll blow up. He might crash landed on that SMD. The Scathus is way too late, to be honest. Probably need to start building that about 10 minutes ago at a bare minimum. There goes the nuke kaboom. Donut will land, and Twitchy will control K as well, which means that is the last player from Team 2, which means Team 1 wins the game. They lost 3 players that match, but I think it just came down to Team 1 turtled, went for longer range options first, and that was it. They had the advantage. They kept it and just blew Team 2 out of the water, figuratively, because Team 2 actually did it to Team 1, literally. Yeah, again, 6, 7, 8 satellites here, plus a nuke, plus another nuke. Was there anything else in queue? Obviously, Telemazer from Beast Boat was nice to see. Was he building his own nuke? He was building his own nuke. And it looks like, again, Team 1's Boom King was just spamming out Othams and chickens and... Not chickens, sorry, megas and whatnot. And Fat Boy too, occasionally. No, Team 1 held the line here. Team 2, they lost 2 players over here. They didn't really fight this vector, and then it kind of just allowed Team 1's faffing off just kind of hold up. We don't have to build units to defend or attack or whatever. You can focus that eco on other things, and it went into SMDs, nukes, and on satellites. That's all that faffing really spent on that strategy at that point. But thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't, because why not at this point? Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's a little bit less crazy, nonsensical 8v8 custom match. Hopefully you enjoyed nonetheless. Let me know down in the comments if you did or not, and I will see all of you in the next one.